Okay, we're live. Today is, let's see, what is it? September the 10th, 2014, and this is our regular Wednesday night Call of Cthulhu game. And this is our sixth game. This is the sixth game, session 2. So, in other words, this particular game that anybody out there is watching, this is the second session. So you haven't missed much if you're just joining us. If you are, Ben, maybe it's a good idea while we're waiting on Nathan, you could bring the audience up to date. There he is anyway, but that's okay. It's always a good idea to bring them up to date anyway, so why don't we do that real quick? What happened last week, in other words, just in brief?
In our last session, we opened the game in Witch Haunted Arkham, and our investigators were at a luncheon for Miskatonic University. Upon leaving the luncheon, they, Mr. Kavanaugh's chauffeur ended up hitting a small child crossing the road, which set up the chain of events that brought them to the home of Albert Gist, a professor in residence at, or visiting professor at Miskatonic. And the discovery of possible human sacrifice on Mr. Gist's ancestral home, a plantation down in South Carolina. And while visiting with Mr. Gist, they were fired upon, and one of the investigators was hit and is in hospital now and will remain in hospital this evening.
Okay.
And currently, where we left off was the investigators were figuring out how to get down to South Carolina, and tonight it is a week later.
Okay. Awesome.
So, does everyone want to introduce the characters? Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Just real briefly, Nathan popped out, but Tim, your character's name is Arthur Morgan, and just tell the audience about him real quick again.
Sure. He's an engineer working for local government and has been introduced to everyone as part of a project that he's working on at the banquet we were all attending.
Mm-hmm.
And lives in Arkham, and I think that's pretty much all that's kind of relevant at this point. Has a history, military background during the war, and is a model Arkham citizen.
Okay. Lily, your character's name is Roscoe Otis. Tell us about your character.
Roscoe is a small-time hood that was laying low and got a job working at the restaurant that particular night, and just happens to have gotten wrapped up in all this because small child and whatnot, and he's just trying to stay low, and then once they start shooting, he's interested.
Okay, Matthew, your character's name is Donald Kavanaugh, looks like.
Yes.
Tell us about your character real quick.
Well, Donald is a naive young dilettante who has become involved in this situation because he has a chauffeur that likes to run over children. At this point, he is abhorred by what he's seen of the conditions of the poor from South Carolina and thinks that money can solve all problems and is going along with this for that matter.
Before we go to Nathan, I should point out, for everyone that's watching for the first time, if there is anybody watching for the first time, you can interact with the players on our message board. And if you don't know where that is, that's on Facebook. It's our Facebook group. And basically, just go to Facebook, and in the search bar at Facebook, type in Lovecraft Easing Public Message Board, and I'll add you to the group. Okay, Nathan, what's your character's name?
Simon Morris. Can you hear me?
You're kind of low.
Okay, yeah, that's the problem with this mic.
Okay, that's
Oh, there you
kind of
go.
better though. That's
How's this?
better.
There we go. I gotta croon to you for it to work.
You got that radio voice.
All right, his name's Simon Marsh.
Becoming a tour singer.
Aside from being a bootlegger, he is a lounge singer.
Come fly with me.
Yeah, he just got out of prison not too long ago. He was up at the luncheon supposedly to meet a new client who delivered him a note to meet him out front, where instead of meeting the client, he got to watch a kid get ran over. And now he's kind of swept up in all this. I haven't really got a good reason for him to tag along with them besides just he must be bored now that his contact has gone.
Okay, and Ben Matt Calger is sick tonight. What's his character's name? He's going to stay in the hospital, basically. I guess we don't know.
His name is Dr. Greg Thompson. He's a professor of chemistry at Miskatonic.
Yeah.
And he was the unfortunate victim of a gunshot wound last session.
Okay, well that must have made him even sicker. That's why he's not here now.
Yeah. Well, he's still in hospital. There were some complications, possibly some infection rooted into the wound, so he's going to find his way down south at a later time.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to get you guys started here, and then I'll let you guys play. Do you guys keep an eye on the message board? Do one or more of you do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Do my best.
Yes.
All right. It seems like I was going to say something else, but it must not have been important. In fact, I'm sure it wasn't. Okay, Ben, I'll let you get things started here then.
Alrighty. Well then, when last we left our intrepid heroes, the professor of chemistry was taken to the hospital, and all of you were trying to figure out how to arrange passage down to South Carolina. Now, remember, Mr. Kavanaugh, you were intending to go by rail?
Yes. I plan on getting us a private car, as well as
Wait
a flat
wait
car
a minute.
for my.
Everybody say hi to James Harrison. Hi, James.
Hi, James.
Hi, James.
Sorry, Matthew. Sorry, Matthew. Go ahead.
No problem. Yeah, I was hoping to be able to get us a private car to take down there, as well as a flat car to bring the Packard along.
Okay.
So.
Make a credit rating roll. I know it's kind of redundant, but
You never know.
humor me.
Yeah, that works.
Well, you are able to secure a private car.
If I might, since I have no other business and a super fast pimped out ride, I might offer my services to drive them down there.
Okay. Well, we have two options. A luxury rail car, kindly provided by Mr. Kavanaugh, or a pimped out ride.
Don't forget rolling bomb.
with onboard refreshments.
But nobody else knows that, yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure we can smell it.
Yeah.
I will remind everyone that
Man, I feel a little tingly right now.
I will remind everybody that rail is not only more comfortable, it is also faster than auto.
I was just aiming for the rail with the rich guy.
Even the way he drives?
To do that.
But my mobile bomb. Will we be able to load it onto the rail car?
How many times is he going to get to ride in a luxury train car? Legally.
And not have a
rolling,
ladder in his hand.
Well,
I believe the
crammed
flight
into the
can probably
back
accommodate both vehicles.
given your prowess with firearms last time, and given that we are heading into a possible dangerous situation, I was thinking of offering you some money to come along anyway. And I'm quite willing, if you're in my employ, to leave the Packard behind, and we can put your rolling bomb on the flat car.
I love how we're all just referring to it as the rolling Molotov at this point.
Oh man, that's a tough call. I don't know if I do want to try and smuggle it onto the train like that.
I'm not sure the train wants it. Sir, why is there fumes coming from your car?
Well, it's with somebody with the means to secure a flatbed rail car. They're not going to be asking too many questions.
Yeah.
They'll just put it up to the eccentricity of the privileged.
All right, yeah, that sounds good. My business fell through here, so I'll help you guys out. Also, I want to find who was shooting at me. We got a score to settle.
The two not so legit people in this group are like, man, he shot at me. It's on.
And you had mentioned also that you wanted to get revenge on the person that wrecked your engine as well. So
yeah, it's probably going to end up being the same people. So
yeah, same people.
This ought to work out pretty good.
And with all the shooting, the cops were taking undue attention.
Oh wait, yeah, my car is shot. I forgot about that. We're
well, you've had a week, so.
Oh, it's been a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you've had time to repair the vehicle. My question is, I don't remember exactly what kind of vehicle it was, and I apologize for that. Is it big enough to accommodate the group?
Yes. Well, there's how many of us? 1, 2, 3, 4 currently.
5, well, 6, 7 with the non-player characters.
Yeah.
As long as Roscoe doesn't mind riding in the trunk, we should be all right.
With the hooch.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's not like Roscoe's going to complain to you. It's not like Roscoe has the ability to complain to you.
I think we should be good. It's seat 6 comfortably, it said, so 7 uncomfortably should be fine.
Donald, are you bringing
just so
your
you know,
manservant
if some
with
of this come up missing, I didn't touch it, per se. You may be a little light when we get there.
Mr. Kavanaugh, is your manservant accompanying you?
Juan accompanies me wherever I go. Yes.
I thought as much. I just wanted to make sure.
Joe can probably ride in somebody's lap.
Yeah, you can put Joe in the back with me with the boots.
Gotta teach him young.
All right, now, see, you take a small swallow to get the sting out.
Well, we have the professor and Joe with us as well.
Yes.
And more than likely he'll have some sort of arrangement for transportation to the plantation, so some people can go with him.
He does mention to you that he does have a friend down in Charleston that has a vehicle to provide transport.
There.
So once you get down there, you all should be all set. So you will need to be traveling to Boston because that's where the nearest rail station that has trains going down to South Carolina. So have you made arrangements to meet there, or will you be traveling together to get there from Arkham?
We were going to ride on the train together.
We've got to take
I know,
cars
but
from
getting to
Arkham
this,
to Boston.
what I'm saying is to getting
to
from
the
Arkham to Boston.
Sorry, I had kid aggro. I'll drive if.
I'll be happy to chance to ride with somebody.
Yeah,
right.
Juan and I will take the professor and Joe in the Packard as far as Boston goes. We can rent a garage to store it once we're there.
All right.
As long as they give me a time, I'll make it there. As I'm pretty sure I just go gather some clothes and start heading wherever we're going.
Okay. Are you traveling with one of them?
Yeah, I say I probably asked the bootlegger, hey, you think I could get a ride to the train station?
Well, yeah, we just we got to make a little stop first. And since I'm from Boston, I'm going to go back to my house.
Does it involve me cracking a skull? I can already tell you the up and up. Just let me know if I need to be ready.
No, I just want to get some supplies.
All right, just making sure.
want to pack a little care kit for the people who are going to visit. So I want to bring some like TNT.
I know you're bringing TNT.
And
I may not be keen on. I may not be keen on riding with you with the moonshine in the back end.
I'm not telling you about any of it. Don't worry. You're just going to wait in the
Keep that
car.
in mind that you are going to be traveling on rail with a vehicle full of alcohol. And you're going to put TNT.
Get a little bumpy.
And the adventure was over before it began. It's the car exploded.
I guess I do have the mobile bomb still, so we won't worry about that.
I mean, it's up to you. It is up to you completely.
I just, if you're going to do something, do it right.
Roscoe is probably reconsidering his decision to go with these people.
No, I'm just going to go back and get a second gun. I want 2 of the guns I have, in case one gets lost.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
And, pack up clothes and whatever, all that.
All right. Is anyone else bringing anything not on your equipment list? Do you need to purchase anything?
No, I say I'm just taking what I got because I probably wouldn't have time to hunt down connections to get stuff if I really wanted something special.
I had to go back to the apartment and get some Alfredo.
Roscoe is not afraid to improvise.
I got a bag full of stuff. I got a bag full of stuff, but you cleared it already, so.
Okay, that's fair. All right, Mr. Kavanaugh, do you need anything other than your normal?
Nope, I'm set.
Okay, so your 5 wardrobes for morning to evening, afternoon.
Yes.
That's what the train car is for.
Variety of throwing knives, just in case.
Okay.
Collection of exotic masks.
I got them still tucked away.
That actually, the collection of exotic masks is decoration for the home, so we're not taking that with us.
Okay.
Just your everyday walking around masks.
Yes.
Hey.
I forgot about the mask.
It depends. It depends on where the sun is, depending on which mask he's going to wear. You have to get the best light.
I need my nude mask.
And this one's for fancy dress.
You're gonna want your warm weather mask since we're going, down south.
Right.
Something ventilated.
That is a concern. That's a very good point.
Yes.
It's kind of a mesh.
It might chafe a bit.
So the wind can go through it.
The concern is more for the comfort of those around me than.
And we appreciate that.
This is how I picture your guy.
James is like, who is one of Patrick's characters? Like, sort of. He's already in a rolling bomb. Might as well be one of Patrick's characters.
Alrighty. Well, you all make your way to the Boston train station. By whatever various means you are getting there. Roscoe and Simon take a little bit of extra time, but they're able to get there before departure time. And Mr. Kavanaugh, you meet with, or Juan meets with the ticket station, and they assure him that your car is ready for your occupancy, and also the flatbed is ready to receive your car.
Excellent.
And the agent walks out with Juan, who kind of looks at you quizzically in regards to which car. And as you're walking out to the parking lot, Simon's car comes up, bouncing on. Oh, that's wrong. Hydraulic shocks haven't been invented yet.
Oh God.
Should I just? I should screech up with some Ace Ventura turn and rip.
He may not wait for you to stop the car. He may just do a tuck and roll once you get there.
goes up on two wheels, curves into the parking
No.
Oh, I'm out.
Simon is driving slowly and
Carefully, so as not to attract attention
so as not to explode.
or explode.
A gentle clinking under all of the engine noise.
Pay no attention to the rolling still on the back.
Makes its own fuel.
All of the drifters and hobos instantly perk up. What's that smell?
What's that?
Now,
I feel a disturbance in force.
Are they going to load my car, or do I need to drive it up on the thing?
The ticket agent walks up and gives you the option. He says, "We would prefer to load this vehicle. However, as Mr. Kavanaugh is one of our better customers, we will act according to his discretion."
And is this the guy that's going to drive my car, supposedly?
Yes.
What's he look like? Young, old?
Well, nice clean uniform, middle-aged.
Are his hands shaking?
No.
Not yet.
The dementia has not set in yet.
No, I'll just tell him that I'll drive it up, and I would like to very slowly and carefully drive it up there.
And I quickly removed myself from the area.
He directs you to an access road, and you drive the car around and brings you into the train yard, and you see the flatbed that he indicates is kind of walking along with the car directing you. And there are ramps. There's a wooden ramp to get you up on there. So you may drive up onto the flatbed. I'm not gonna make you make a drive rolls.
That's why I threw in the very slowly and carefully part. Not that I'm not confident I wouldn't make it, but I'd hate to end the story now.
Well, had you wanted to take it up at 25, we may have a problem.
No, we'll just creep along in first gear, and we'll get on there nice and easy.
All right, and you successfully make it up onto the flatbed, and some railmen come up and with tarp and ropes and such, getting ready to secure it to the bed. And meanwhile, while you're sitting to the car, the ticket agent directs you to the coach, rest of the group. And it's a very well appointed, what are they called? Give me 1 second. Pullman coach. To give you a interior schematic, I don't know if you all can see this. Everybody see that?
Yep.
That's pretty much what you're looking at. You have a dining area, a lounge area. There are 6 double sleeping compartments. Shower facilities on the far end. After you get through the bedroom compartments, dinette, settee, and on the other end, toilet facilities. Top of the line, everything's nice, plush, upholstered with rich fabrics and such. And you're looking at it and like, wow, it's going to be a nice, comfortable ride.
Better than my house.
Yeah.
This is probably the size of where like bigger than where Roscoe stays. I've heard stories of things like this.
Mr. Marsh, you finish supervising the securing of your vehicle upon the flatbed.
Excellent.
And the railmen direct you to the boarding platform. And you see the rest of the group milling around, getting ready to board the car. And I would like you to make a spot hidden, Mr. Marsh.
Of course you would. Me and my dumb eyes.
Damn my eyes!
How dumb are
They're pretty dumb. Oh.
they? Oh.
You did not make a spot hidden?
No.
Okay. Well, you all board the coach without incident.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Well, what are you all doing?
I mean, once we settle in to drive, I'm probably going to spend the trip reading the book I borrowed from Professor Gist.
Okay. What questions do you have initially?
Mostly, I'm trying to get a better idea of the sort of religion that the basic tenets of the religion that his brother adheres to, and if I can get an idea, from this is the sort of rituals or practices that they may be performing out in the swamp.
Okay.
What do they involve, and can they only be done during certain times of the year or under certain conditions?
Okay. Generally, beliefs and practices were brought to the South by West African slaves. The religion is called Obeah, though sometimes it's called Mojo. There's a lot of serpent worship, particularly a entity known as Damballa. For the most part, there's good Obeah and bad Obeah. The good kind mainly deals in making fetishes for luck and for health, money, that type of thing. In the dark Obeah, there is rumored to throw curses on people. There are rumors of raising the dead, but as zombies. But you don't put much stock into that. That's mainly folklore. There's never been any kind of real scientific evidence of anything like that ever happening.
Humbug.
Exactly. An Obeah priest, a male priest is called a Hongan, and a female priestess is called a Mambo. As I was saying, with the bad Obeah, it mostly has to do with causing harm, blindness, sickness, death. And for the good, it's mostly like love to the unloved, forgiveness to the unforgiven. Much of it's used to counteract the bad Obeah. It's more, instead of a drawing, it's more of creating protection from the bad stuff. And
Anything
the way they
about-
look at it is the kind of the good and the bad balance each other out. And that's kind of the cosmology of the religion itself. They believe in, it's not good against evil. It's more of a balancing act between the two.
Anything about sacrifice or the kind of ritual that Joe was thinking his sister might be kidnapped for?
While all Obeah generally, at one point or another, use animal sacrifice, the bad Obeah does at times use human sacrifice. So by the work that you were given by Mr. Gist, there is a definite precedent within the belief system for human sacrifice.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll just spend the rest of the time kind of, if anything else jumps out at me, but I think that's the general idea of what we're looking for at the moment.
Yeah. Out of character, basically, it's voodoo.
Once
All right, and,
Or actually,
I'm pretty
To
bored.
be technical, it's hoodoo,
Snakes
but
and zombies.
Yes.
Simon's getting a little bored, so he looks over at him reading all this material and asks him what the deal is in hopes of getting some sort of explanation similar to that. So he's not in the dark.
I mean, as I'm reading through it, I'll kind of say, oh, hey, here's something that, it sounds like this is the sort of thing that Joe may have been talking about, or it sounds like when Joe referred to the Gist's, Caleb Gist's Mojo Man, it sounds like, he may be talking about one of these Dambalas or, one of these Bokors, or, and So as I'm coming across relevant stuff, I'll share it with anyone who's in the room who seems half interested.
All
right, and Simon will let everyone know his disgust for sorcerers.
The train gets on its way. As you all know, you're going to be enjoying this luxury for about a day and a half to make it from Boston to South Carolina.
If you're really bored, you can join me in sipping absinthe and throwing darts.
You brought some absinthe.
Roscoe's just going to be admiring the car and watching the scenery. He's not used to this.
I thought I was the bootlegger.
Yeah. Roscoe.
Yes.
After, while you're on the road for a couple of hours, one of the attendants comes walking through from the adjoining car. And make a spot hidden.
Rolling bones. Yes. Actually,
you notice just before the attendant closed the door behind them, that there is a gentleman in the adjoining car that seems to be taking a interest in this particular car. Your gut kind of tells you that it's not just somebody happening to glance up from their paper and say, "Oh, look at the next car." They seem to be actively watching.
it's gonna calmly tap Simon. Hey, there's somebody up ahead of us watching us.
Envy?
I'll tell all of you, but I'm just kind of letting the other person with a gun know.
We may want to see if Dr. Gist recognizes his face.
Well, the door closed behind the attendant, but Roscoe happened to catch that just before the door closed.
Right.
What's this guy look like?
Did I get a good enough look at him with 15?
He's kind of a nondescript white guy.
No, I was just asking Roscoe. Yeah.
He seems clean cut.
Hey man, no offense, but y'all all look the same to me.
My dude.
Except him, he's a little special. I want a mask.
But the attendant is obviously oblivious to this, and he's coming in to check on you all, asking if you need anything. Particularly Mr. Kavanaugh, because they gave the crew on the train the advance notice that the VIP was traveling, and who to look for.
Whereabouts was this man sitting?
He was sitting a few rows. Yeah, it was a couple of rows before the door.
So, what can the attendant tell us about him?
The attendant really he kind of looks at you. Who are you asking about, sir?
I'm indicating that he's sitting in this place here at just a few in the next car.
Well, he's a passenger just like all of you. Obviously, he's in the common passage car, or common class business class car. He's as far as I know, he's been reading his book and enjoying the ride.
I'm going to peek out, crack the door open, peek out, and look. And I'm doing it sneaky.
Okay. Make a stealth roll.
Yes.
Okay. You crack the door, and obviously it's open. There's a window in the door to the adjoining car. You would kind of have to step over the space between the cars and then open the other door. But through the window, you do notice a kind of nondescript white man holding a book, but looking straight at the door, straight at you. And when he notices you looking,
does he notice me looking as I'm sneaking?
Not as you were sneaking. Like, you were able to look at him for a while, and
Then he
you
saw
see
me.
him looking at the door, but after a moment he notices that the door is open and he quickly looks back down to his book. But you see his eyes kind of doing the up and down.
See him?
Yeah, he's definitely got his peepers on us.
Well, let's invite him back for a game of darts.
All right, I'll
Kind of cocked his head at this idea. It's like, I don't know if it's such a great idea to invite the person watching us in here, but sure, why not? At least if he's in this car, we can see what he's doing.
Yeah, I'll tell the attendant to go and invite him back here.
If we're going to do that, can we put the professor and little Joe somewhere where they can see him, but he can't see them? See if they can identify him?
Yeah, you could do that. Because there is kind of a divider. Like, you had the Roscoe's kind of sitting in a place where it was a very lucky grab. Like, he was kind of sitting and the door was kind of adjacent to him, so he was able to catch it as the door opened. But yeah, it's not. There is kind of a partition. Like, where there's a desk, a partition, and then the entryway is kind of off. So yeah, Joe especially could be right near where the toilet facilities are and kind of see the person without them seeing him, as it'd be, kind of hid in the corner.
Right.
And we do want to stash the spirits ahead of time, just in case.
Did you leave them on the car, Mr. Marsh, or did you bring them onto the car?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one more time?
I'm sorry. Did you leave your stash in your vehicle, or did you bring it to the train car?
It's on the car. However many rows back that is.
I was referring to the absinthe that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, he said he had some absinthe.
Just put it in a cabinet or a drawer or something.
Yeah, put it under the counter, or the fountain under the counter.
You put it under wand. That's what you do. Wand move.
You stuff a rag in the top of it and hand it to me.
Oh, no. No, this can't end well.
That's just in case he's he's pro-prohibition, and we don't want to offend our company.
Right. In case he's a revenuer.
Yes.
I'm sorry, can you guys just excuse me for 1 second? I apologize.
Sure.
So we have darts, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody grab a dart.
I got a blackjack and a razor. That's my first course of action.
Well, maybe I'll be the pink one then, since nobody likes it.
Well, we've got.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the attendant leaves, and he's gone for about 5 minutes, and then he returns, and he says, goes to Mr. Kavanaugh and says, please accept my apologies and his, but he is not feeling up to visiting at this moment. He says he's feeling a bit under the weather and thanks you kindly for your invitation, but he is not feeling up to entertaining right now or visiting right now.
What's this man's name?
He said his name is Jackson. John Jackson.
Does that name anything to Joe the professor?
Just shakes his head, and Joe kind of shrugs.
Now, if he's watching us and he knows them, I doubt he'd tell his real name.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, is Mr. Kavanaugh like involved with the railroad, or is he just super rich?
I'm just very wealthy.
Okay, so they're not like
He's
doesn't
not
have,
just
like-
very wealthy. He's stupid rich. He just spends money because he can.
Exactly.
Most of my family's interests are in the Far East.
I just didn't know how loyal the train attendants would be.
So
I mean, I don't know if you could say for an extra $20, can you confirm on his ticket or on the manifest that that's his real name?
yes,
Yeah,
That's
I
an
can
idea.
bribe him.
Somebody make a fast talk roll.
Let's see.
Oh.
Yep.
You make it?
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I just need a second.
All right.
The sir here, he really would like to know a little bit more about this guy and make it worth your while. It's, just between you and us, nobody else has to know.
yes, I am
Well,
an excellent tipper.
Excellent ticker. This man is
but-
excellent ticker.
The gentleman's name is John Jackson. He goes through his little ticket, his stub book there. He keeps that his ways. As far as the railroad knows, his name is John Jackson.
And he's going where, per se?
Same place you are.
It don't say.
For $100, will you put him off the train?
While it's moving. I can do that for free. Give me the 100. Hey, come here for a second.
Well, I was thinking at the next stop, but
Wait.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that.
Come here for a second, sir. Pushing him out the door.
I might lose my job if I did that without cause, sir.
So, what would be cause for him getting thrown off this train then?
Well, if he caused a disturbance, obviously we would have to.
All right.
I'm
Well,
disturbed.
Well, you
imagine he looks at you and goes, "Yeah, you are," with the mask on your face.
Moneybag, give this man his 100, and you just keep an eye on that guy.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, sir. He's like doing the wringing of the hands. Yes, yes.
Yeah, my
Thank you, sir.
friend.
Anything you need, sir. He made his month's paycheck right there.
I may be able to quit this gig.
He's getting off at the next stop.
Yeah.
All right. Gonna do a bit of high stepping.
Sir, get out. Screw you. I'm quitting.
I'll go buy my own train.
Over bribing. Yeah.
All right. So you all know that you are being watched.
All right. The attendant leaves, and I'll tell everybody I got a plan. I'm gonna go out there and start some trouble with this guy.
So what time of day is it at this point?
You can assume that it's late morning. I
Okay,
figure the train probably left around like 9 or 10 o'clock, so you're about 2 hours in, so it's getting
so
like
we
late
noticed
morning
fairly
to around
quickly.
noontime.
Was
Okay,
that
so we noticed him quickly.
was that guy in an aisle seat or a window seat? Or is it?
I'll see.
Okay. So I'm gonna go out there, and when I walk by him, I'm gonna fall down and get up in his face and ask him why he tripped me.
Sir, I declare I did not trip you.
Are you saying I'm clumsy?
I made no such allegation, sir. But I guarantee my foot was nowhere near the aisle.
Well, I didn't trip myself.
Well,
Stand up.
Well, sir, I'm sorry if you happen to be clumsy, but
So you are calling me clumsy. I want to give him a little shove.
Conductor, sir, conductor.
Conductor, this man tripped me.
So I did no such thing, and the attendant tries to dissuade the conductor, but the conductor kind of pushes back and walks up. Is there a problem here?
Yeah, I was walking by, this guy trips me, and then he calls me a klutz.
Sir, on my honor as a gentleman, I did not trip this gentleman.
I don't think Mr. Kavanaugh would appreciate his guest being treated like this.
Well,
I'm talking to the conductor, yeah.
Make a fast talk, please, Mr. Marsh.
Oh, God.
Words.
Him bad. Him bad.
Him
No.
bad. Him bad
Well.
man.
Well, the conductor is not buying your line and looks at you and says,
Go get the attendant. He saw it.
that attendant is
It's
not
gone.
trustworthy.
Oh.
Oh no.
He only remains in the railroad's employ because he has family in high places.
We bought the wrong attendant.
You, sir,
That's fucking wrong attendant.
and seeing that
I
you're
try
kind
to-
of on your heels, the Jackson kind of pops up. No, he assaulted me, sir. I would like to have him put off the train. Along with all of his,
I did no
all
such
of-
thing.
Hey, excuse me, sir. Is my friend causing some problems? Look, we just here. It's some labors. He's had a rough day, and look, I understand. He's got a
friend is trying to
look,
assault me
look.
now. They're all trying to assault me.
Sir, I'm gonna roll fast talk now. Yes, I don't want no trouble. Sir. Look, we just trying to get from point A to point B. Our boss just wants us to help him unload some stuff when we get that. Look, sir, we can't lose this job. He's just hot-headed, and he got kids. He can't be losing his job like this. Look.
Kind of straightens his tie.
Look. I'll take care of him. I'll make sure he won't bother you no more, sir. I promise.
Sorry, partner.
You gentlemen
Must have
will
been a
remain
misunderstanding.
in your employer's car for the remainder of
Yes,
trip.
sir. No problem, sir. My best pick.
I'm willing to overlook this incident.
Yes, sir. No problem, sir. I am so sorry, sir. I did not know he was out here. My bad.
Jackson.
Look, he hit his
I
head
declare,
in
I
an incident.
I will
Look,
not be
he's
trying
not
to come by
right.
this railroad ever again. And he sits down
I'll turn to the other guy.
Come
I'll
on,
turn
Hill.
back again. I'm gonna tell him, hey, sorry, buddy. Why don't you get up, stretch your legs? We got a luxury cart. Come in here, we'll make it up to you.
I have no interest of spending any further time in your company, sir.
Sir, please. Just let my master make it up to you. And look, come on, Simon. God damn, Simon.
All right, I'm gonna go
The
in.
conductor kind of intervenes and says, that won't be necessary. As I said, as long as you remain in your car for the rest of the journey.
It is not a problem, sir. You just
We
have
can
to
forget
understand.
about
He hit
this.
his head when we were at construction
kind of-
one time. He hadn't been quite right since then.
He kind of walks you down the hallway, kind of interposing his presence into your personal space until you move.
Oh, trust me. Roscoe was not trying to get any more of this fight going. He had a feeling it was going wrong.
All right, we'll go back in the cart.
Okay.
Conductor. Just who I've been looking for.
Oh,
You
no.
like $100.
Hello, Mr. Kavanaugh.
At the next stop, I
You're-
would like to at the next stop, I would like to have a telegraph sent to the Pinkerton agency. We want to hire somebody.
Oh, absolutely, sir. We can have it, make that happen.
Absolutely.
We'll stop
Thank you very
making
much.
our next stop in 2 hours.
Excellent.
Is there anything else I can help you with, sir?
That'll be it for now. Thank you.
Kind of nods his head and goes about his business.
Is it nice shiny nickel?
You're welcome, Simon.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, flip.
Mr. Kavanaugh, make a spot hidden, please.
Hidden. Oh, there it is. That do it. Yes.
As you're walking back into your car, you notice that the man that Marsh just had the altercation with is following the conductor out of the passenger car, and it looks like to the adjoining baggage car. You just happen to glance at they're both traveling the same way.
I'm sure there's something in the baggage car I need to check on.
All right.
Are
you going there alone?
I'm not allowed to go with you. Sorry.
Perhaps.
What is it you're trying to do?
Mr. Roscoe, would you like to accompany me? I'd like to go to the baggage car. I don't like what I picked out from my evening tie, and I want to get in my luggage and exchange it for something else.
Roscoe kind of eyeballs you for a minute, just kind of shakes his head, and rubs his temple. Was like, "All right, let's go."
Did you bring your,
You stop!
your
Do not
manservant
move.
with you as well?
What
All
did you ask?
I said, do you want to bring your manservant with you as well? He may know which bag it's in.
Yes, that would be a...
Yes, let's bring the cannon fodder.
Yeah.
Juan is in your shadow as always.
Yes.
I couldn't remember Juan's name.
Yes.
Juan.
I just imagine one like every now and then.
Those are the Tom.
Stands up, nods his head.
The baggage car.
And the three of you, is that all that's going?
Yes.
Okay. So Morgan, you're staying, and Marsh, you're staying?
Yeah. Did this Jackson fella leave any luggage or carry-ons in or around his seat when he got up and walked off?
You did not. We're not in the car, so you did not see. You were in the luxury car, if I remember correctly.
Right, but as they go out, I'll look in the seat that he was occupying. Did he leave anything behind?
No, he did not.
Okay. I will hang out here and make sure there isn't a second shooter.
Are you going to hang out in the business class car, or are you going to hang out in the luxury car?
In the luxury car.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Kavanaugh, Roscoe, and Juan walk through the business class and exit the business class car and enter into the baggage car. The car is your everyday average baggage car. There are partitions to the side that have crates and luggage and that are kind of netted off. And all of you make a spot hidden, please.
Yes.
72 makes it.
What the hell is your spot?
75.
As you are both,
I thought mine was
Very
high.
observant.
as you're
I
both
see
walking
y'all.
by, you see neither the conductor nor Mr. Jackson. However, there is a curious box off to the side. It is roughly 7 feet long by 4 feet high.
7 feet
And,
long, 4 feet high. How wide?
And make an idea roll, both of you.
Oh boy. No.
No?
That's just a box.
Kavanaugh, did you make your idea?
Oh, dice thing is
No.
there. Yes, I did.
Well, it comes into your head that it's about the size that of a crate that transports a coffin.
Yeah.
I didn't need an idea roll to think that.
People do that.
So it's about 7 foot long, yay wide. That looks like a coffin to me. Roscoe's like,
I mean, it does happen.
Roscoe's just distracted. He's just distracted right now.
Do you continue through the baggage car to the next car, or are you satisfied with the baggage car?
Oh no, we're in case you hadn't figured it out, Roscoe and Juan, we are actually trying to figure out why the conductor and Mr. Jackson are going off by themselves. So we are continuing to go.
You come to another passenger car. This one is the class below business class. The bench seats, wood, kind of the unwashed masses all kind of packed into this one. You don't see any sign of Jackson or the conductor. So do you keep going?
Might as well.
All right, the next car is what would it be?
Dining?
It would be the dining car. Yep, thank you. Again, no sign of either. And after the dining car, you have the service car, where I guess it would be the kitchen car, where food's prepared and whatever. And then you have the engine.
And no sign of them.
The conductor is in the engine with the Coleman, and the engineer, I guess, would be the right title for it.
Well, I'm immediately behind Juan just in case, because I was told to stay in my car.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No. Look,
the conductor turns, Mr. Kavanaugh, is there something I can help you with, sir?
Oh no, I'm just looking around. Thank you.
Of course.
Up to stretch my legs. Just stretching my legs. I'll be headed back now.
Absolutely, sir. Do you require any additional escort?
Oh no, Juan will. It's an exceptional man.
Excellent, sir. Well, if there's anything that you need, don't hesitate to call.
So.
And you exit the engine, and you walk back through the service car, and the dining car, and the unwashed masses car, and the freight car.
Absolutely.
And back into the business class car.
No, the coffin boxes got
and return to your luxury car. Now they just look like boxes to you. Boxes and luggage.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like boxes to me, so unless he said what he thought they were, I wouldn't know. Not that Roscoe would mess with him. He's fairly superstitious. He ain't messing with much.
Well, yeah, you don't want to mess with the dead. That's so.
There'll be plenty of time for that later.
Yes, absolutely. I just assumed that Mr. Jackson went into one of the public restrooms or something like that, and it was just I was just feeling suspicious because I saw him heading off in the same direction as the conductor.
Mm-hmm.
It's reasonable. I just think we should keep a good eye on both them doors so we don't get no surprises while we're traveling until we get where we're going.
Yes. Head count. Is everybody here?
They appear to be.
Okay.
As you return, the attendant that you reward so richly is entering with a light lunch.
It better be a really good lunch for what he got paid. I stuck out the caviar for you.
Oh yes, you got the rich stuff. It's caviar, quail eggs, that type of thing. Cold meats, cheese.
Who wants to have an absinthe drinking contest? I'm looking at you, Roscoe.
Look, as much trouble as you've caused me already. If that guy is still here, he was still eyeballing us. I don't think we should get trashed.
Who said anything but getting trashed?
You do what you gonna do. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna.
That's usually how an absinthe drinking contest ends.
I've heard stories about absinthe. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna watch these trees.
And Juan and I do retire to one of the bedrooms for my meal, so as not to disturb the others.
Okay.
Appreciate your consideration.
Yeah, can't eat with a mask on. That's the
Only downside.
I just imagine the mask falling off while he's walking through one of the cars one day.
Mass hysteria.
People start jumping out of the train. Nobody knows why.
I'm waiting for the right moment to tell them that it's not a mask.
I'm
Does he have like a fixed expression depending on what mask he's wearing?
Yeah.
Go put on my surprise mask.
I imagine you look like Dr. Fox.
There you go.
The picture I had in mind. I did post the picture I had in mind on the public message board. Yep. The guy, it shows the guy with his mask on and with it off, and that particular person wasn't hurt in the war. His gas stove exploded and he had third-degree burns on his face, and they had to cut all the muscle off to keep him alive.
Good Lord.
So,
Now, does the mouth move on that? On those old ones?
Not on the masks, no.
Okay, so yeah, you just are like.
Was that the full face?
Yeah, that's why I said Dr. Fox, because his mouth didn't move.
Nice.
Yeah, that's so. And usually, drink with a straw and that kind of thing.
So yeah, he's got like ones that are happy and ones that are.
Hold on a second, I need to change my expression.
There's a clown and a bunny rabbit. And...
Well, all enjoy a light lunch in your own way. And the day progresses relatively uneventfully. And night falls. Your dinner is brought in. It's slightly better fare than the luncheon was, as nice as the luncheon was. Prime rib, potatoes, your standard, high class railway fare. And we're getting into deep night, and you all retire.
I don't. I try to stay up.
Well, thank you very much.
Is there any cars behind us, or are we the last car, or us and then the car?
The flatbed is behind you, and then there's a caboose.
If we're being observed like this, I do kind of feel like we should have some sort of watch. We haven't seen any more sign out the window of Mr. Jackson.
No.
He hasn't returned to his observation seat.
No.
No, he was a little noticed. I don't think he'll be in the same spot anymore.
Yeah. Before bed, go through and check, make sure all the doors and windows are
secure.
The locks work, and that they're all locked, and I guess we can take shifts, staying up. Just keep an ear open.
And did the conductor return in 2 hours with the news that he'd sent the telegram off to the Pinkertons?
Yes.
Basically, I want them looking into this Jackson person.
Okay. He assures you the telegram was sent, and you can expect a response in the morning at your next stop.
Excellent.
Just like to say, I imagine your character is like a Mr. Burns. And Juan is your Smithers. He just doesn't talk.
Smithers, release the hounds. So who is retiring and who is staying awake?
I can take the first watch, whoever.
All right, I'll take a shift.
I'm sleeping through the night.
Juan will.
Does Juan ever sleep? Is Juan even capable of sleeping? Juan maybe.
Simon's not going to bed until the absinthe is gone.
Is Professor just willing to take a shift as well?
He is reluctant. He will if he has to, but you can definitely tell he values his sleep.
Okay.
Well, if all goes well through the night, I can sleep during the day while we're still traveling. So
I'll at least split the night with you, so
that
we can
sounds
both
good.
take naps during the day.
Just keep in mind that you have both been awake all day, so.
I am. It's just I don't really, especially since I'm the one that noticed him. I'm really not comfortable going to sleep. Yes.
Okay. That's fine.
All right, I'll take the first sleep. If you start to get tired, go and wake me up.
All right.
All right. Roscoe.
Yes.
Make a con check, please.
Straight con or what?
Con times 5. I believe that's 1.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. You're feeling sleepy, and you were feeling like you might drift off, but you caught yourself.
So
the rich food that you had all day.
Yeah, I reach in my boot and start playing with my my straight razor.
Okay. Make a listen check, please.
Yes.
It sounds like you can't be sure because you have the sound of the train, and even in a luxury car, it's pretty loud. But it sounds like that you could swear that there was a door. It sounds almost like a doorknob being messed with, jiggled. But it could be just the train going over the tracks.
I'm not taking any chances. I go with Nudge. Sorry, I forgot your name. Arthur awake. Hey, Arthur. I hear something.
What is it?
Sounds like somebody's messing with the door, but it could be the train.
Is Arthur in one of the sleeping compartments, or is he out in the main sitting area?
I would imagine he's out here with me, considering he's... or are you in the sleeping compartment?
I'm assuming I'm in the sleeping compartment, and you'll come get me when I'm getting tired. And
Yeah,
we'll
so I
scratch out.
go get him, wake him up. It's like, hey, come on. I think something's happening.
Which door? Front or back?
At the sleeping compartment, and actually.
In the sleeping compartment area? Well, it's a good thing I came back here. So, can I make out where the sound's coming from?
When you heard it, it sounded like it came from this end of the car.
So
I'll grab my rifle.
Roll another listen check.
Yeah, I should still be awake too, so I'm gonna go with them.
Okay, listen checks for the three of you.
I failed mine.
All right. Marsh?
Yeah, I made it.
Okay. You hear...
Oh, yeah, really made it.
Okay.
All right.
We're dice buddies.
I noticed the important sound. That's all that matters.
Yep.
All right, Mark.
You did good, Roscoe.
You hear a click, but again, it could be the tracks. Morgan, you hear a definite sound of audible click of a doorknob and a creak of a door opening.
Can I figure out which one it is? Or directions so I can kind of
He said and.
point for the others?
If you're coming out of your sleeping compartment, to your right would be the sitting area. To your left is the end of the car. It's coming from your left.
All right. I'll kind of try and make room for them to see along the corridor as well, and I'll proceed slowly down.
Okay.
I'm gonna work on a hunch that I'm developing from last game too. Which compartment are the professor and little boy sleeping in?
They're not sleeping in the same compartment.
Okay, which compartment is the little boy in?
So.
I don't think I told you guys what I noticed last time, but I noticed the little boy wasn't completely comfortable with him. So
yeah,
I'm kind of keeping an eye on them.
Okay. See if I can get this right. I'm trying to see it from my camera here. All right. These are your sleeping compartments here?
Lift it up a little bit.
Up a little, yeah.
All right.
All right, there we go.
These are your sleeping compartments. This, I would see the first one is where Mr. Kavanaugh and Juan are.
Okay.
This would be where Morgan and Marsh would have been. You were in your sleeping compartment, right, Marsh?
Right.
I said I was staying up drinking, so I'd be.
So I guess he was in the room with
you
me.
get
I
over
didn't
here
forgot he was
where
there.
Roscoe was.
Yeah,
So
with Roscoe.
The three of us
These
are
would
right
be
down.
your two sleeping compartments.
Right, the three of us are down there right now in that hallway.
Joe would be here, and Gist would be here.
Okay.
All right? Does that give you an idea?
Okay.
And
This is where you're hearing the sound coming from.
can we see that back door from where we are, or do we have to go down to the end of the hall?
You're going to have to go down to the hall because it's kind of an L.
Okay. I've got my
All
gun.
All right.
I've got my rifle at the ready, and I'm leading them down the corridor.
I got my gun ready, and I'm gonna kind of ease the door open to see if Joe's okay.
I've got my gun in my offhand.
As you get to about the 3/4 mark, the car kind of shakes and the lights flicker a little bit. You steady yourself. It's not, anything like the car is going to jump the track or anything. But the lights flicker. One of them goes out. So the lighting is very dim. You go a few more steps, and a figure steps around the corner. You are immediately hit with the stench of an open grave.
Oh, hell. Yes, Roscoe says that audibly. Oh, hell.
Is
Not again.
on the top side of 6 feet, over, pushing towards 7 feet tall.
Definitely no one in the party.
There are, in the flickering light, you can see ragged holes in his face. And one of his eye sockets is empty.
No, I smell sand roll.
Shirtless. And you can see some ribs just underneath the left breast. And the three of you can now make sanity checks.
Oh,
As the walking corpse makes a dull groan and staggers towards you.
I actually make that. Woohoo!
Now, sorry, what's the sanity again? Is that just against my sanity level?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
roll under
yeah, I
your
know.
sanity number.
Oh, yeah.
Roll at or
Okay.
under.
I'm very sane.
I am not. I'm 50%. Sooner or later, I'm going to go bad shit kill it all.
The absinthe has steadied my nerves.
I've been
Morgan,
reading books
did you
about
not
zombies
make
all
that?
day, so yeah. No, I did not.
Okay.
That's right, you have been reading books about zombies all day.
It's one of them Boogaloo!
Would you like me to roll how much you lose, or do you want your own insanity in your own hands?
No. Go ahead and tell me how crazy I am.
Okay. You lose 2 points of sanity.
Oh.
And everybody, make a dex roll and for your initiative. Or dex times 5, I believe it is.
Nope.
And we'll see our order.
90 for me.
Man, let's see what I
Oh
get.
dear.
I am quite drunk.
But
Told you
saying
not to mess with that absinthe.
It's alright. Kept me from going crazy.
Hello, game.
You'll see all sorts
What
of
is
things
that? I
that
can't
get
read
drinking
it.
the absinthe. So.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Zombie didn't make his either.
Yeah, stinking zombie.
Woo.
Roscoe, what's your dexterity?
My dex is a 12.
Okay.
Or you mean times 5.
Actually, scratch that whole thing. That was my mistake. I need everybody's dexes. My mistake. I'm sorry.
Marsh is 11.
Okay. Roscoe?
Minus 12?
12.
Yes.
Okay, Morgan?
12.
12. Okay.
It's so nice to have party members that aren't like 8 and 6.
I know,
The
right?
zombie moves slow.
All right, Roscoe, you're high. Morgan, you're low. I'm going to roll percentage, so you goes first.
Oh, okay.
All right, Roscoe, you go first, and Morgan goes second. So, Roscoe, we are in initiative. Roscoe, what is your action?
I don't particularly want to shoot him because he hadn't attacked us yet, so... How close is he to me?
He's marching towards you very kind of stiffly.
He's 7 feet tall. Shoot him.
He's already dead. He ain't gonna mind.
That's true. He's pretty clearly dead. I'm capping him.
All right, how are you? Were you leading,
No, I wasn't actually, so I guess I wouldn't shoot.
Morgan?
Ours
Was
was,
I was in
were
the
you
back.
leading with your rifle?
Yeah.
but,
Okay.
but he lost
And
his
then-
so he's probably like, blah, blah, blah.
I
You
missed my
lost
chance yet,
too.
so I'm definitely shooting.
Were you guys in single fire, or were you kind of spreading kind of like a wedge?
Well, we were in that
I guess
hallway.
we'd be
How
in the
wide
Everybody
is
else
it?
have line of fire.
I mean,
All
it's
right,
pretty
hopefully-
easy
How
to,
wide
to
is this
move.
area?
Kind of do kind of a staggered wedge if you wanted to,
Yeah, I'd say we are like that. Especially
just
if
so
see
you know
that,
you don't
we
get
can
into
easily-
each other's line of fire.
Yeah.
Right. That's the idea.
I mean, are we in a
So-
hallway in a single train cart?
Yeah.
Would that even be possible to be in a staggered wedge in that?
I think we could get far enough apart where we wouldn't shoot each other in the
Yeah,
back.
we could
that's pretty much
definitely.
what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So Morgan is in front. Who's next, Roscoe or Marsh?
Marsh, because I was behind him, though.
All right.
Because I was going to check on Joe.
All right. So Roscoe, what are you doing?
I'm shooting him.
All right. Make your roll, please.
Yes.
Roll
I do think
damage,
that's-
please.
Let's see. Eight.
Okay. And since he's a working corpse, he gets no dodge. You discharge your weapon in the car.
I know that had to be really loud.
Boom. You see a piece of his right shoulder explodes, and his already limp arm kind of goes limp. But it
Limper.
keeps staggering towards you.
It's already limp
Limper,
arm goes
yeah.
limper.
It's hanging on by some meat, but it kind of dropped, but it's still hanging on by like a thread of meat.
Roscoe may be feeling just a tad bit queasy. Especially with the smell, he may be a little sick.
Yeah. Morgan, what are you doing?
I'm shooting. Shoot him in the head.
All right, make your roll, please.
Hit him.
All right.
Damage 2d6 plus 4. So 9 plus 4, 13. Boom! You thought the handgun was loud.
What? Somebody say something!
Seriously.
We know the rest of the party's
You
awake
pull the
now.
trigger, and you're at pretty much point-blank range. The zombie's head explodes.
Jesus!
Meat splatters all over the car.
My God!
The body staggers, is picked up, and falls back a few feet back, twitching, and finally stops.
Is it dead?
Those of you that were sleeping are no longer sleeping.
And you're also dead.
And you're also down.
What? What happened? Ooh, what?
Though you don't hear it,
Of course we don't hear it.
make a spot hidden roll, everyone.
Everyone, or those of us in the hallway?
Those of you in the hallway.
I made it.
Nope.
No.
All right, Marsh, you happen to look back, and your ears are ringing, but you see the conductor and some of the attendants running into the room, mouthing, "Oh my God, what happened?"
Did
Is
you
anyone
signal to
hurt?
us that people were running in? Because we don't know. We're still holding guns. We may need to drop them.
What's going on here?
Well, they're coming in
What?
from behind us, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm not reacting at
not
all.
understanding what's
I will,
going on.
What was that thing?
They
Why was
attempt
it in
to
here?
grapple you. Those of you with guns out, they're attempting to grapple you.
I'll
I'm not gonna
surrender
fight him
my
back
gun, but-
because I'm just gonna let go of my gun.
And I'll point it
It's like
the
the
thing.
thing on the floor as loud as I can because I can't hear.
All right,
unless they stop us, I want to look in the professor and Joe's room just to make sure they're awake, alive, and okay.
well, right now they're trying to grapple you.
All right. If they're actually grabbing us,
The train attendants.
I'm not. If they're trying to grapple, I'm just submitting.
I'm just
you
telling them
resisting?
as loudly as possible. There's a thing on the
Look
floor.
at the
We
thing.
were protecting ourselves.
Mr. Kavanaugh, do you come out at this point?
Well,
Or do you send...
I'm going
I
to ask
refuse to be
Juan
grappled.
to check out, what's going on. Well, I put
Are
on
you
the
putting a
mask.
mask on?
Yes, I'm putting on a mask.
No, we should come out with the mask on.
Oh, God, I wouldn't right now.
Sanity checks for all. No.
Boom!
Okay.
Yeah, on fire.
Mr. Kavanaugh, you walk into the hallway to see the train attendants with your companions pinned against the wall. And as you're saying, what is going on here, you happen to look down and a stench like 100 open graves hits you. And there is a decapitated corpse on the floor. Make a sanity roll, please. Mr. Kavanaugh.
95 is not going to make it.
In your sheltered life, such horrors have always been hidden from you.
Yes, absolutely.
You've only seen something that disturbing when you take off your mask.
In the mirror.
You lose 5 sanity.
Oh, he's useless to us.
You are aghast. Fawn comes walking out, notices the scene, and tries to bustle you back into the car.
Very easy. I'll go.
No, wait, tell them we're okay. The thing on the floor.
So I'm.
Yeah, all right, I'm going to start shoving people off of me.
I'm crying and it's confiding that yes, Mother was right. I never should have left home.
Marsh, make a grapple roll, please.
Mother always
Yes.
told me.
All right, you successfully extricate yourself from the train attendant.
Is that the one we bribed?
No, this is a different one.
I don't think he'd have the guts
You
to come in
think
here.
he might have been put off at the last stop?
We're gonna grab this one now.
He's got $100. He doesn't care.
The rest of you aren't resisting, just Marsh.
No, I'm
All
just
All
talking
right,
to him.
those of you that are not Marsh, make listen rolls, please.
Can we? At this point?
That's why I'm making you make a listen roll just to hear normal speech.
Yes.
Okay, Morgan.
Nope.
Okay, you're still deaf. Roscoe, you hear the conductor loudly proclaiming, though to you it sounds like a whisper, "Just what exactly is going on here? What is that thing on the floor?
Look, we don't
Have
know
you
what it
committed
is
murder?
either. No,
Mr.
it's already
Kavanaugh,
dead.
are
Look
you
at
okay?
it. It's already dead. Look at it. I mean, it's missing things that we didn't do.
How did that thing get in here? What's going on?
We don't know, sir. It just came in the back and we defended ourselves. There's a child here. There was no way we could let it hurt the child. Speaking of, where's Joe? Where's Joe? Joe! Joe!
You happened to look down the hallway, and Mr. Gist has exited his chamber. Joe has not. They're in two separate ones.
All right, I'm worried.
I'm gonna rush in there since it's free.
I need to check on the boy.
Joe's door open, run into his room.
You see him in the kind of you turn the gas light or whatever kind of light it would be in there.
Gaslight.
You turn on the gas light, and you see Joe kind of huddled in the corner, and his eyes are all glassy, and he's kind of like shaking. Looks like he could be in shock, or maybe not. What do you do?
No, just kidding.
And they let me go because if they have, I'm gonna go in there too.
All right, I'm gonna go shake him. Be like, Joe, shake the shit out of him.
Big baby.
Yeah.
He twitches a bit, and then finally comes out of it. What happened?
That's what I'd like to know, kid.
I have. Ah! He's like I was dreaming and how did I get on the floor?
I asked one of 10. Hey, kids, why don't y'all get him something to drink, please, just so we can get him calmed down.
By this point, Gist has come out and has assured them that you are all not murderers and that he has no idea how the thing got in here.
Was that thing bleeding? Because if it wasn't bleeding, that's very clear we didn't kill it. We didn't murder it. It was already dead when it came in.
Well, yeah, I mean, it looks like it's been dead for a while anyway.
There is no way that we shot that and it smells that bad.
Right.
Now.
The conductor is obviously puzzled.
As are we.
So are we.
We are equally as puzzled as you, sir.
He orders his the other attendants to get rid of that thing.
Please, that would be lovely. Can we check the train for more? I'd rather not do this again tomorrow.
They drag it out of the luxury car to the flatbed, and you're not sure what they do with it, but they come back in without it.
And when we get where we're going,
You're assuming they just hucked it off the side and
Somebody else's problem.
Like I said, when we get where we're going, we find out where they put it. It was in the car.
So the conductor is trying to get to the bottom of this.
Has anyone searched the
Marsh?
caboose?
Yep. I'm sorry?
Has anyone searched the caboose to see if it came from there, since that's the direction it came from? I'll say to the conductor and his attendants.
The conductor looks at his attendants, kind of waves one of them off. He leaves again. While he's gone, The conductor looks at all of you. What happened? What happened? We heard gunshots.
Look,
And
sir.
there's a headless dead body. What happened?
Xanis as calmly as I can to him.
Nudging
Sir?
Roscoe up to talk.
That's right, make Roscoe talk. Oh, y'all keep making the black man talk to everybody white. It's like they wouldn't listen.
Right.
They wouldn't actually listen to me if this was real.
Everybody just dismisses you and like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever, boy, get out of the way.
These are the kinder and gentler 20s.
Clearly talking crazy.
Like, I happen to be up, maybe just enjoying the train ride, and I heard something from the back, and we went to see what it was. And this, you have to understand, this young man, and I point to Joe, somebody's after him. They're trying to get him, and it could have been one of them. I don't know how, but it could be.
You do realize that was a corpse.
Yes, I'm aware of that. I got a full frontal view of what it was, sir.
Could you explain to me how you think that a corpse was coming after the boy?
Look,
Because it wasn't like
my mama was from the deep
he
south.
died.
I don't ask questions. She told me some stories. I don't ask questions. All I know is that was there. It was ready to attack us, and we defended ourselves. And it smelled horrible.
You are obviously deranged. Now, can someone tell me what really happened here?
In the confusion, in the
How am
darkness,
I deranged?
it looked like the thing was coming at us. Maybe someone had propped it up at the end of the hallway as some sort of bizarre joke. But to us in the train light, it looked like it was coming at us. So
it was dark. Somebody could have been holding it up. They could have run out of one of the cars. There. Does that make more sense?
I don't know. All I can tell you is what it looked like to us and what we reacted. If I thought it was a regular human, I wouldn't have shot at it. But clearly, it was something.
You do realize
look like a regular human.
You do realize how this sounds. You're saying that there was a corpse walking in this train car when
That's how it
a corpse is not capable of doing this. Are you deranged as well?
Sir.
Just tell him to feel
you
the body.
have another
Feel this
explanation.
thing.
Did you see the corpse? Did you see where the corpse was?
It's cold as a
We
stone.
don't have any of the corpse on us, so it wasn't us.
Someone.
Well, I can see that obviously you yourselves did not bring the corpse in there, but
And we're not saying somebody else didn't bring the corpse in here. I don't know how it got in
Why
here.
would you think someone would bring a corpse into Mr. Kavanaugh's rail car?
I have no idea, but when I do
don't
see
know.
the corpse,
Is Mr. Kavanaugh all right? That's what we're trying to ascertain.
That is a good question.
he seems shaken.
I'm sure his attendant
All right, Mr. Kavanaugh, Swan has been able to calm you down, as Swan is wont to do. And he, in Mandarin, he says, "Sir, it seems like the conductor would like to speak to you and get your take on whatever went on in the hallway."
Yes.
I don't know how much we can trust these people that we've become entangled with, sir. But they seem to be, from what I hear, saying that that body was walking. But
It was something.
sir, the conductor needs some kind of statement from you, sir. We don't want your reputation to be injured in any way by this.
Understandable. I will speak to him.
Yes, sir. And he opens the door for you.
So, and dressed, with the mask and silk evening or silk robe, etc. And
I was gonna say a silky mask. This is a real fancy mask.
Pink mask.
yeah.
That is the after hours mask.
This is the entertaining mask.
And he goes and slips into something more comfortable.
Yes, exactly.
This is the Hugh Hefner mask.
The crushed velvet lining.
Oh, Mr. Kavanaugh, sir. Can you? your people seem to be a bit overwhelmed by the experience. Can you give
Quick,
enlightenment?
tell me what is going on here.
We don't know.
Not you.
I'm gonna go to sleep. All right? Can I just go to sleep? I've obviously been awake too long. I'm going to bed.
You're fine, Roscoe.
Well, sir, forgive me for saying, but I don't believe that he is fine. He seems to be saying that the body that was in here was walking. So I'm afraid that your employees may have be a bit touched or may be involved in some illegal
Who is
imbibing
touching
of
my
spirits.
Who is touching my employees?
Sir, we're trying to ascertain that. They claim that the body that was in the hallway was walking of its own accord, which we both know that is impossible.
Well, where did it come from?
That's what we're trying to ascertain. They're saying that it got here on its own power.
Obviously not. They're obviously stricken, but more importantly, who's been on my private car with a dead body?
We're trying to discover that now, sir.
These things aren't supposed to happen.
Yes, sir, and we apologize vehemently.
You're allowed. No, we're not supposed to have Roscoe in the front car.
But, sir, I must ask you, do you know of anyone who might be trying to do you harm?
As he unrolls his long list.
With
Well,
your reputation, I know this is kind of an odd question, but I must ask it for your own safety.
Not locally.
It's probably that Jackson fella.
Sir, I'm very embarrassed to have to ask this, but do you know of anyone who would do this kind of vandalism for any reason near your person? Perhaps one of your employees might have, gotten on the wrong side of someone. As I said, I asked this only to help maintain your safety, sir, so I can put my people's attention on it.
I can't imagine my employees being on the wrong side of anybody. These are some of the most upstanding people I've ever met in my life.
Of course, sir. And as he's speaking to you,
in that room because I don't think he could have maintained his poker face through that one. Well, I got a long list of people that be wanting me too, but
as he's speaking to you, the attendant he set out the back of the car returns. Conductor looks at him. He kind of shakes his head.
What can we do about this smell?
My attendants will be in immediately to clean up this mess and air out the car as best as we can, sir. I sincerely apologize, and in fact, we're willing. The railroad is willing to offer you a full refund for having to deal with this inconvenience. It's unacceptable.
That it is. The only thing
right, it's unacceptable. Telling me I'm crazy.
There was that Jackson fellow earlier that was antagonizing my employees. I have no idea who he is or what that was about, but
the attendant walks up to the conductor and whispers something in his ear. Sir, the gentleman, Mr. Jackson, he is no longer on the train, and my attendant says that when he went to check the caboose, there was an individual running down the tracks away from the train.
Aha.
See, somebody could have been in here. And who's crazy?
Again, I apologize, sincerely apologize for not attending to this matter sooner when your employee had his altercation with this Jackson fellow. And again, the railroad will assume all of your expenses for this trip and refund you the money you've paid.
Thank you. And my employee.
Sincerely apologize for this.
Yes. Could you apologize to my employee personally, please?
Oh, absolutely. And the conductor turns to Marsh and says, "Sir, I apologize for not taking your word earlier. If there's anything we can do to make this up to you, the railroad is more than willing to do so."
You're all right, man. Don't worry about it.
But to point out Marsh is drunk.
That's very honorable of you, sir.
Possibly hallucinating. He has been in the absent.
I love you, man.
Yeah, it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes.
Did you drink all that absinthe anyway? Because I'm pretty sure Roscoe's interested now.
He's got green fairies dancing around his head.
Tell me I'm crazy.
More attendants come in, and they begin cleaning the rug. The conductor asks if he can get you anything in the meantime.
Apology. Telling me I'm crazy. Told you somebody brought that thing in here.
Mr. Kavanaugh, please tell your employee that I sincerely apologize.
Oh, he wasn't talking to me. I'll tell you. Don't make me do all the talking, and now he decides he don't want to talk to the black man.
Well, he's going to apologize now, you see.
I would appreciate it if he'd apologize himself instead of going through me.
Forget it. I just want to go to
sleep. Kind of ducks his head a little bit, yes, sir. And turns to sir, I sincerely apologize.
It's all right.
I'm sorry I didn't take you at your word.
But I wasn't trying to mislead you. I was just as confused about it as you were.
That is obvious, sir. And while I cannot explain how this corpse got here, but it was here. It's gone now. Hopefully, we can have a uneventful rest of this trip. Mr. Kavanaugh, I will have my people posted at both doors of your car for the duration of the rest of the trip.
Thank you.
Anything that we can provide, we will do so instantly. And he bows and scrapes his way out. And you are all left alone with the exception of the cleaning personnel frantically scrubbing at the rug. And spraying perfume in the air.
Us poor cleaning people.
Do we want to adjourn to the other end of the car so we can discuss this in a bit more privacy?
I'm quite awake now. So.
Just and Joe join you. They'd be kind of hanging to the background, just seeing how everything's playing out.
Everything's fine now.
Did you guys ever tell us about the box you saw in the luggage car?
Oh, it was just a box to me. I wouldn't have noticed anything weird about it.
Okay.
Yeah, Kavanaugh was the only one that came to the conclusion that it might be a coffin.
Me out of character, I'm like, oh, that's a coffin, because he said how old it was. Roscoe was a little preoccupied with having to save your butt.
I will thumb through the...
I actually, yes. You're going to find out now. I would like, since the conductor did ask, I did notice on my walk earlier that there was a coffin being transported in the baggage area. Whoever that belonged to, perhaps somebody was vandalizing somebody's remains there, and it'd be a good idea to contact whoever that belongs to, and just in case that corpse.
Because it may be empty now.
Yes.
All right. Well, the conductor's already left, but one of the cleaning attendants overhears you discussing this and said, "Oh, we'll inform the conductor immediately."
Yes.
This is unacceptable.
Yes. And now they're going to worry about, we threw that off the train. Now we're going to have to go back and pick that up.
I'm not worried about that at all.
No, it's our problem again.
Nobody will ever know that came off this train. That's what they're thinking.
No, I'm just saying, if somebody
Nobody may ever see that.
Coffin? What coffin? Lost in transit.
What are you talking about?
It must have gone on the wrong train.
Take it up with customer service.
They'll get back to you in a couple of years.
All right.
I'm gonna thumb through the book I have to see specifically information on the Walking Dead, as in, are there other ways to kill them or repel them or,
This book
ward them off?
is not set up like a technical manual. It's more of a theological. It affirms the belief in the existence of the Walking Dead and speculates on how they might be raised or like led from a folklore standpoint. But it's again more of a like folklore theological type book. There's no, it's not like a to kill the Walking Dead, blow the head off, dismember it, burn it,
That was just a lucky shot.
It's a fairly big gun.
Yes. So, it is getting on to about 4 in the morning, relatively. So you're starting to see faults dawn through the windows, and you're all in the sitting area.
Coffee?
And
well, Simon and Roscoe, you guys have been up.
Yeah, Roscoe was planning on going in a room and sleeping anyway, or
he's
just
kind of going on pure adrenaline at this point.
Yeah.
We've got people watching both doors supposedly, but it's 4 o'clock. I can stay up the rest of the night.
Yes, I'm fully awake as well.
All right.
I'll sleep in the chair that I'm in just because I don't feel like going into one of the rooms and having something else happen.
Yeah, I'll just sleep in the chair too.
All right. Well, the rest of the night passes uneventfully.
I should have read this sooner. James is like, shoot the conductor and throw him off the train.
I know, right?
I was close.
And
if I hadn't escaped my grapple.
Through the morning also passes uneventfully. You are treated like kings. The staff on the train bends over backwards to serve your every need and make the rest of the journey as pleasant as possible. And at around 1 in the afternoon, the train pulls into Charleston, South Carolina, and we shall end here tonight. Bada-ba-boom.
Good place to end it. That was fun.
Yes.
Glad you guys liked it.
I was not expecting a dead man in my hallway. Oh, shit.
I was seeing in my head one of the old horror movie moments where everything just looks normal except for the flickering lights, and then all of a sudden, boom! There's the monster.
Imagine Ronald kind of kneels down because his car just shifted again. We're trying to gain our balance and look up, and there he is. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just glad I didn't have to blow this train up.
There's no time for that.
Next week, same bad time.
You guys have fun?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right. Well, nobody died, I guess.
Not yet.
But we did
Nobody wasn't dead already.
Well, there was somebody already that died again. Does that count?
No, players died.
No. We had a few gibbering moments. But nobody
all
died.
in good time. All in good time.
A little bit of crying for my mother and.
Mommy told me not to leave the house.
They warned me.
Thanks for being the keeper, Ben. Appreciate it.
Anytime. Thanks for hosting, Mike.
Yeah, no problem. And our Saturday game is on, so if you guys feel like watching, it's at 9 Eastern this Saturday. So anyway, thanks a lot. I will see you guys soon, and thanks everybody for watching. Thanks again, Ben. Have a good night, guys.
Night, everybody.
Good night, y'all.